Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. I am here with my tote bag and my light academia look, and we're gonna go into Stockholm to buy some books. I have had the driving motivation to go buy some new books. I want to buy Love on the Brain, which is the sequel to The Love Hypothesis. I also want to buy the Spanish Love Deception, maybe some other books. I'm just gonna go in and see what they have in store. So in this vlog, you're gonna come with me while I go in book shopping and see a little bit of Stockholm during fall while wearing this very fall attire. But let's go, because I'm gonna miss my bus if I don't go now. So hello, it's the next day. So yesterday I went and bought some books, and one of them was actually a gift. Maybe it's not classified as a gift because I bought it also for myself and for everyone in my household, but the 5 other books I bought solely for myself. And so as you saw in the clips that I showed, I went to the bookstore. I went to the Adlibris one in Stockholm, and I also went to a bookstore that's called Nea.andherbooks in Sweden. It's everywhere in Sweden, but Adlibris only has an online bookshop and 2 physical bookshops in Stockholm and in Gothenburg, and I live in Stockholm, so of course I went there. The difference in prices are so mind-blowing because First, of course, I went to Adlibris because their prices is much better. And then I went to Bokhandeln, and the same book, one of these books, costs like 30 Swedish kronor more. And I can begin to say what book that was. It was Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is her follow-up novel after The Love Hypothesis, which I read and gave 4 stars, I think. But I have heard people giving this 5 stars when they didn't like Love Hypothesis that much, but they gave this book 4 stars or 5 stars and they loved it. So at the cheaper bookstore, this was $9.5, but at the other bookstore it was like $13 or like $15, which is mind-blowing for a paperback to pay $15. I paid $16 for this one, but we don't have to talk about it. My tip is to go to Adlibris if you're in Sweden and want to buy like popular BookTok books, maybe. Anyway, this is the first one, and it also takes place in STEM or some kind of scientific workplace, because she is what? Neuroengineer, one of them. So maybe it has to do with space or neuroengineering, or I don't freaking know what this book is about when it comes to scientific degrees. But I've heard that it's very good, and I actually read the first chapter of this book. I think it was the first chapter in The Love Hypothesis. So maybe I will skip the first 2 chapters and begin like at chapter 3, because I think this is gonna be the book that I read next, and I remember everything from the first 2 chapters because I read The Love Hypothesis not too long ago. I bought it with the first book haul that I did, so I can link that in one of these corners and also in the description, or book haul. I'm gonna take off this sticker and see if it goes well. Nice. I feel like it's gonna be a good book. It's gonna be. And I know a lot of people think that Ali Hazelwood writes the same type of story every time, but recently I listened to a podcast and they did an interview with Ali Hazelwood, and she says that especially her novella series and these books, they are supposed to be Reylo retellings or fan fiction-y type of way. So it's supposed to be those stereotypical that she has now used in all of her works, the broody male main character, and then I don't know how to describe her female main characters, but they're not sunshiny, a little bit maybe, but that kind of dynamic. So she says that it is intentional and that is what she likes to write about. So if you like that kind of thing, you will eat her stories up. And I don't think we should shame her for writing the same type of story every time, because it is working for her and she loves that kind of shit. So what are we to say about it? Then I can just skip over entirely to another book that is not rom-com or romance related. It is a Swedish translation to Lord of the Rings. First one, what is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring is the first one. And this is a very beautiful cover. Here's the spine. Here's the back. And it's a Swedish translation because me and my family have been watching the new Rings of Power Amazon series. It's a prequel series to Game of Thrones. I was about to say Game of Thrones. No, Lord of the Rings. And I have grown up watching Lord of the Rings and I love the new TV show so much. And so I bought this for my brother, but I also bought it for myself because I also want to read it someday. Then we have Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. And I was so happy that they had this in there. I have read one Penelope Douglas book and that was Credence. If you have read Credence, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. And it's taboo and it's a lot. I don't know how I'm supposed to talk about it without cracking up because it was crack. But this is Punk 57 and it's a bully romance, which is also taboo, but anyway. So it's about Ren and Misha, and they were pen pals when they were younger and they were like best friends and they would write each other everything. I don't really know. Like they get to know each other through emails or letters, but then they meet and they hate each other. He started hating her. I don't know. But I think this is gonna be way better than Credence. And I saw that they had Credence on the table and I saw another person picking up Credence and I was like, you are in for a ride. Anyway, Punk 57. I hate that this is in a size that doesn't match all the other books that I have gotten from there. Why did Penelope Douglas have to do her own size of books? Why? Is it because she wants us to get all her books and only have her books on the shelf? Maybe. Here we get another one. Anyway, I'm in the romance mood, so the next three will also be romances. From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. Mariana Zapata? How do you pronounce her name? I don't really know. Enemies to Lovers, I think. Slow burn romance. The main character, Jasmine, is a figure skater, and I don't know what Lukov is. Is he also a figure skater? I have never read a Mariana Zapata book before. I want to read her books because I've heard great things about them. But this one, I have had my eye on this one for ages. And when I saw it there, like they update their like book talk related books. They update their books a lot during the year. Like they have updated since I was there. And I asked them when I was there, like how often do you update your tables? Because I want to go here often and get new books. The person that I asked didn't know about this. Not really a successful interview with him. But yeah, I got this Enemies to Lovers Slow Burn on the Ice. I don't know why I've been into this recently, but I also want to read Icebreaker, which is also a figure skater and a hockey player. And I've heard great things about that on Book Talk as well, so maybe this will start a whole new era for me, like a figure skater era. Don't really know what I feel about that, but this is gonna be a fun time. I can already sense it. Another Book Talk sensation that I haven't read yet, it's The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. The one thing that I hate about these books, Ella Hazelwood writes only from one point of view, and so does this person, Elena Armas, and I hate that in romances because I want to get both people's point of views because I think it's just so much better that way. I hope this has two point of views, but I don't know. Punk 57 definitely has. But yeah, this is Enemies to Lovers. She asked him to go or be her date at a wedding in Spain because I don't know, her ex-boyfriend will be there, and so she has to, and his new fiance, so she has to bring someone as well, and they work at the same place. You have probably heard about this already. She recently came out with a new book, so I wanted to read this now in order to be able to read her other book because she also had that. So if I read this soon and like it, I will be able to get the second one, which is a companion novel and follows her cousin and best friend. Like getting all of these romance books just makes me want to write my own romance so much. And maybe I'm buying all these books because I want to like study them and want to write my own one day, or maybe I just want to buy them for enjoyment. But then we have another book, and oh my god, it says it on the spine. I was looking through my phone, searching in which order these books come in, because they had everything on the table and they didn't like put them in order. So like the first one to the fourth one, the books in the series, they had all of them, I think. Maybe not the last one, which is new, but almost all of them. So I spent like 5 minutes looking at which was the first one, and it says it here on the spine. But that is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. And this is the very, what do you call it, discreet cover? I picked up on that most indie romances has two covers, a discreet one and a not so discreet one. I can put up a picture here of the not so discreet one, which kind of tells you exactly what kind of romance it is. The Twisted Love, I think it's dual point of view. A best friend's sister, her brother's best friend. So I actually don't know anything about this book except for each book in the Twisted series follows there's a group of girls of 4 people, and the Twisted series follows like one of those girls in each book and their romance story. And so this is Alex Volkov and Ava Chen, their love story, and it's a brother's best friend kind of romance. I think it's a dark romance at least. This is the last book that I bought, and so now my collection of romances, both with illustrated covers, like contemporary romances, rom-coms, and these kind of books. And I'm very excited about it. I'm actually gonna do this with every book because that's what I like to do when I buy books. I'm gonna take off the Spanish Love Deception. I'm really gonna show you everyone. Maybe. There we go. That's all the books that I bought, and I spent a lot of money yesterday. I also bought this new necklace from a brand called Monkey and these new earrings. They are matching, so these are butterflies and these are also butterflies. And even though it's October and this will be up in November, I hope that you enjoy my very summer look that I now have in October. These are all the books that I got, and I think that I'm gonna read The Love Hypothesis. No, that's the first one. I'm gonna read Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood next. I want to say thank you so much for watching this little book shopping vlog and book haul of all of these books. They are so beautiful. I'm gonna put them up on my shelf. Thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like and a comment below and let me know if you have read any good books recently. Have you read any of these books? What did you think of them? And if you have read any other books by Mariana Zapata, please let me know your recommendations down below because I feel like I want to get into more of her books. The same with Penelope Douglas. I will read this one, and I will probably also read Birthday Girl. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I also want to say that you should definitely subscribe to my channel because I post a video every week, every Thursday. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!